Joining us now from Capitol Hill, Republican Congressman Paul Ryan of Wisconsin. Sir, good to have you back with us this morning.
Hey, good morning, Erica. Thanks for having me.
So I know that you have a hearing coming up later today on Medicare, and so this figures very well because Medicare and entitlement programs are now grabbing some of the headlines when it comes to these issues and this gap that we see between both sides when it comes to the debt ceiling and to the deficit. The president said he's willing to discuss, we're hearing, raising the Medicare eligibility age to 67. Not exactly popular with his party. But if there were changes like that, do you think that there could be a little bit more give for certain areas on the Republican side?
Well, sure. I mean, we think that we need to get spending under control. Our position has been really simple. For every dollar of debt limit increase the president's asking for, we should cut more than a dollar's worth of spending, the whole goal being to get this debt under control. We have a debt crisis coming. It's hitting not just our country, but countries around the world. We want to get ahead of it. And we don't want to be raising taxes in this kind of an economy. It's a really ugly economy. We have a huge tax increase scheduled to start hitting this economy in about a year and a half. We don't want to add to that burden. The hearing today is to highlight the fact that the president, with his health care law, has a new board of 15 bureaucrats that will start cutting Medicare in 2013. We think this will damage Medicare's services to seniors. It takes power away from Congress and gives it to the president's new board of advisors who can, without congressional assent, start cutting Medicare by 2013. And we think we ought to do more important Medicare structural reforms that go through Congress, not some unelected board of bureaucrats. More to the point, though, we got to get spending under control, because the debt right now is not just a threat to our children and grandchildren. It is a current threat to our economy today. It's putting a huge shadow over our economy today, making it harder for businesses to create jobs.
Well, and to that point, if the goal is, in fact, to get debt under control, looking at some of the proposals here, we know Republicans are opposed to raising taxes. You reiterated that yourself this morning. But there was a little bit of an open door over the weekend when it came to the idea of closing tax loopholes. In the interest of the goal being to get debt under control, rather than putting that money into lower corporate tax rates, what about putting some of that toward deficit reduction?
Well, because we don't want to raise, that means you're raising tax rates on job creators. So we have all along, our budget calls for getting rid of tax loopholes, especially corporate tax loopholes, in exchange for lowering tax rates. Here, the problem, Erica, we have right now with this economy, it's a global economy, is we are already taxing our job creators and our businesses more than our foreign competitors are taxing theirs. We don't want to go farther down that path. We want to make sure that America's job producers, our employers, are not put at a huge competitive disadvantage. And right now, they're paying higher tax rates.
Although, as we have seen, a lot of companies are sitting on
tax rates.
Sir, a lot of companies sitting on a ton of money. You and I discussed this at the town hall here on CBS about a month ago, and they're still not hiring. So there is that issue. Let me ask you real quickly, though. We also discussed at the town hall that a lot of this has come down recently to politicking. How far are Republicans willing to go at potentially risking votes when it comes to the plan that you want to see passed? Would you give up votes for that? What's more important?
Well, I already passed the plan, our budget. So we've already passed our budget. We've put our ideas on the table. We propose over $6 trillion in spending cuts over the next 10 years. We propose a plan that actually balances the budget, reforms the entire tax code by getting rid of all these loopholes to grow the economy, and pays off our deficit. So we've put a plan out there and passed it. The president has yet to submit an actual plan that actually fixes this budget problem. And it's been over 800 days since the Senate even bothered trying to pass a budget. So we put plans on the table, Erica. But in the interest of getting things done around here, we have moderated our spending cut appetite to get through this moment. And all we're simply saying now is, look, for every dollar the president wants to increase the borrowing, let's cut more than a dollar's worth of spending to get the deficit on the right path.
We're gonna have to leave it there because we are cutting into our time. Congressman Paul Ryan, thanks for coming on this morning.
All right, Erica, take care.